Welcome back to a brand new video, and we'll be doing a tier list of my favorite Dragon Ball characters of all time. The Dragon Ball fan base is going to be very offended if I say something really bad, so please like the video and subscribe, and the disclaimers have been taken out of the way. Let's get to the video. So now starting off, we have this tier list right here, and there's gonna be about maybe 100 here, so it's gonna take a long time. I'm gonna keep it very short, maybe a minute each. Now let's begin. We have the S tier. Favorites: A, I liked. B is a solid character. C is meh. D is trash. Now starting off with, we have King Kai. Now I want to put him in the solid. He's kind of, I wouldn't say annoying, he's kind of just like a strange character in my opinion. It's just my take, that's all. Now with Zarbon's meh. In the bridge he's probably a lot better, but Zarbon is kind of meh for me. He seems like a bland character, kind of basic in my opinion. He has some good moments. Now with Mr. Shin, the Crane Master, I hate him. I don't really like him that much. He kind of seemed annoying, kind of overconfident, too cocky, but couldn't back it up. That's all I can say. Captain Ginyu, meh. I really liked him as a character, but his body swapping is the one that kind of like made his character kind of shaky. Now start with Launch. We have Launch. Launch is meh. Actually, I'll put her solid.
Wow.
When she was on the show, she was actually an interesting character. In OG Dragon Ball, she was pretty funny, especially the bad side of Launch, always trying to steal stuff, but it seems like a really outgoing person, and ended up being with Tien. For False Super Saiyan, I have no opinion on that. For Sword of Hope Trunks, I would say like, but the ending was terrible. The Goku Black Saga was terrible in my opinion. Future Trunks deserves a lot better. He's deserved a better ending. For MUI Goku, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. He was actually solid. He was solid. He wasn't one of my favorites. Like, he kind of just he kind of just didn't get that much screen time. In the manga, he got some good screen time, but MUI Goku kind of seemed like a little bit of a bland character, kind of basic in my opinion. Now with Future Gohan's one of my favorites. He deserves a lot better, and you know, he had one arm, fought the androids, the last hope. Probably, honestly, he had a sadder childhood than Future Trunks did, high key. Now we get to, like, honestly, he was trash. This was trash. They basically gave Future Trunks a form not even rival Zamasu, so it basically did nothing for his character. Almost a useless form, I must say. Pilaf was annoying. Dodoria, meh. Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku, I actually personally liked. I just liked it when he first got it. It was like super interesting, but at the same time, when you think about it, getting Ultra Instinct for someone who's a kind-hearted Saiyan, it kind of makes a lot of sense. Now mastering it in like 40 minutes, that's a bit of insane. That's kind of like why I have him in the B tier. Now we have Goku in general. Goku in general, I actually always liked. Of course, I love Goku. Goku's always gonna be one of my favorites. He's in my top 5, he's just not number 1. I'm sorry, Goku fans. With Mono, if you've not read the manga, please click off the video. Now we get to Mono. Mono is the old version, solid. I don't really. Super Saiyan Blue Goku's, I'm gonna keep 1,000, solid. The form is okay. The form is actually kind of strange. Like, maybe he could have gotten it later instead of like against Golden Frieza. That would have been a little bit better. Maybe in the Goku Black Saga, or even in Tournament of Power high key. Vermod was just annoying in my opinion. I have no opinion on him either. Okay, now we get to Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. The form is trash, but the character was solid. Fights for Bulma and Trunks and Bulma. He fights for an oath that he made to a Saiyan. Vegeta has really come a long way. He's just honestly such a great character. But it's the fanboys of his fan base just really ruins his character. I'm sorry. Now with Pycon, I don't really have an opinion, but he's meh for me. He's like a filler character almost for me. The Final Flash Vegeta, I would say solid. Caulifla, Super Saiyan Caulifla. I'm gonna keep 1,000. I think she's solid. I used to think that she was an alright character, but for someone that gets Super Saiyan so quickly, it's kind of like, it doesn't really matter that she got Super Saiyan. It's kind of like sad that she got Super Saiyan 2 so quickly with like a little bit of training. Maybe it's just because Super Saiyan, maybe just Universe 6 Saiyans just have more potential than Universe 7. With Zeno, I don't really like him that much. He's meh. He kind of seems like just a basic character who's just so overpowered and can wipe universes. That's it. Majin Vegeta, one of my favorites. Majin Vegeta, his sacrifice, a little bit overrated. It's overrated because by the fans. It's not like, oh, it's terrible. No, I actually think it's really iconic. It's just a great turning point of his character. It like made his character well. That's just what I like. Omega, I don't like Omega. Omega's trash. His character's so basic. Like, he's like, oh, I'm the strongest. I'm stronger than a god of destruction. Bounded that he was the strongest. Him, I don't have an opinion. The Grand Priest. He's a solid character, but he really needs more screen time in my opinion. He seems like a very friendly person, but deadly at the same time. Maybe less deadly than Zeno, but still deadly. Next up we have Janemba. Janemba, I have a meh. He's an interesting movie villain. I actually keep it 1,000. Frieza Reborn is probably one of my favorites. It probably is my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie of all time. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Lord Slug, I don't have an opinion. He's kind of just trash. Jocko's pretty goofy. I'm gonna put him in the high C tier. He's pretty goofy. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's brutally honest. I'd keep it 1,000. Super Saiyan Blue from the Tournament of Power. I really don't have an opinion. He wasn't really there that much. Maybe against Kevlar, against Jiren. Oh, that's pretty about it. Next up we have Bojack. Bojack, I'm gonna put... Bojack, I actually didn't really like him that much. I really only liked Gohan. That's pretty much it. And Goku saving Gohan. That's about it. Bojack was an alright villain. He wasn't the best. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great either. Goku Black. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. I actually really liked it. The form was really unique, I must say, but I mean, that's just his own version of Super Saiyan Blue, I must say. Garlic Jr. I don't have an opinion on. Bardock, of course, you got the S tier. Probably the most badass character in the entire series. Maybe other characters like Vegeta, Goku, Trunks, even Gohan, but Bardock is on that list as one of the most badass characters in the entire series. Sacrificed himself. You know, when you think about it, dying with the planet, it was really sad. Now we get to the fifth form of Cooler. Easily my favorite villain. Cooler's final form is the most unique by far in the entire series. Like, it was just so unique. Like, when you think about it, Cooler's final form is probably better than Frieza's Golden Frieza. I'm gonna keep it 1,000, I'm sorry. We get to Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler was meh. They always say that the first movie is always better than the second movie. He just seemed kind of simple. This, I just have no deep thinking on that one. This was just absolute garbage. But what is Bio Broly? Like, it just looks like a bunch of slug and tree plants almost. Baby's B tier. He's not A tier, he's B tier. He's probably he's actually a pretty underrated villain. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is one of Goku's best forms, but it's also one of the worst ones in the series because it drains stamina and ki when you think about it. I don't have no opinion on that. Super 17 was solid. This was trash. Turles was actually really interesting. Kevlar, it's unpopular opinion, I'm putting her in the solid tier. She seems like she's a really interesting character, but way too overconfident. That's about it. Vados is pretty funny. I actually really liked her as a character, especially like just the jokes that she made and brutal honesty that she is. Like Rugamo, meh. KO is high, meh. No opinion really on that. Basil, no opinion on that. Gotenks is on the high, meh. Overconfident, but it's, I mean, what do you expect? A fusion of a bunch of 8-year-old kids, well now 13 and 14. Ribian's the worst character in the series. Always talks about love. That's like, I know love is like one of the most important essentials of life, but don't like spread it out to everyone. Pathetic.
You're pathetic.
This version of Gohan is the worst by far. No opinion on that. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is really interesting. It's like the combination of Vegeta's personality and also Gogeta's too. It was like an interesting like combination, I must say, but did not get the job done, sadly. Dispo, meh. Vegeta, meh. Berserker, that was trash. Bugamo, no opinion on. Obni is actually high, meh. Kale was meh. Pan is meh. Pan is not as bad as people make it. She's just a 12-year-old kid, but she's just such a brat. Like, she always complains about the littlest things, like about Trunks is basically Vegeta, but much worse when it comes to personality. Mr. Popo is in the high meh. He's really funny and abridged, but hey, in the actual, he's just like this simple character. Gogeta is on the S. From Frieza Reborn, this is easily the best version of Gogeta in my opinion.
Oh, son of a bitch, son of a bitch.
16 deserved a lot more screen time. Pretty sad. Vegeta's also in the A tier, in the S tier. Gohan, but his badass. But the problem makes him, he just did not get the job done and he got his father killed. Sadly, he's 11 years old. What did you expect? I honestly think he's one of the most misunderstood characters in the entire series. Like Gohan as a character in general. Like this is like the start of like potential greatness. Now Goten is solid. I wish he has more screen time because he had like a lot more potential, but he was kind of too bratty. Broly from Super, interesting character, very solid. Now I can put both of these Brolys next to each other. I don't like him very much as him. He just feels more calm. He just cannot control his power. He's just pure evil completely. That's just what makes him interesting, but I just hate his backstory so much. It's just terrible. Good Boo was meh. Champa's, yeah, I just put him there. Solid. I really don't have an opinion on him, but I'll just put him in the solid tier. Zamasu's meh. Fuse Zamasu is in the solid tier. I do have a couple problems with it. He's immortal, so that means he's like cannot be killed. Well, I guess you just had to seal him into like something. Now we get to Kid Buu, the one who exerts probably the most Black Air Force energy in the entire series, even of all anime. I actually don't really like him that much, but honestly, he's in the meh tier. He just pure evil. He just cannot control his power. It's just almost like Broly, except Broly actually could talk and actually just wanted to just show no mercy to anyone. But Kid Buu was just a child who just cannot be controlled. Saiyan Saga Vegeta is very underrated in my opinion. It's honestly one of his best versions. Honestly, Deborah is actually a very solid character. He was very wasted in my opinion, very wasted. He honestly should have been like the main villain of the entire Majin Buu saga, high key, and then just became a good guy and then fight against Majin Buu instead of just being killed off. Now we have Raditz. Raditz is in the solid tier. I think he honestly should come back eventually, or he should come to Dragon Ball FighterZ, of course. Mr. Satan is actually solid. I used to not really like him that much because of the Cell arc, but in the Buu arc, like the end of the Buu arc, he really saved his character. And now I feel he's a really happy person, probably retired already. Future Trunks is my favorite character. I don't really have much to explain. Just gets the job done, that's all you can say. Super Boo's meh. Majin Buu's meh. Piccolo's S tier. Yeah, he's S tier. I was about to put him in 5th favorite character, behind Future Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan. That's my order. Normal Vegeta. Well, I mean, he's Vegeta, so I always put him here. Chi-Chi's solid. I think a lot of people underrate her so badly, because think about it. They underrate Chi-Chi a lot. Like, honestly, I think she could have became a fighter. It would have been much more interesting. She was a Z fighter, high key. She was actually maybe useful. Now she's just known as to be this mother who just hates delinquents. And being a delinquent in Japan is bad. She had her character wasted in my opinion. Frieza's in my S tier. I like Cooler over Frieza. Super Saiyan 4 Goku's is in my like tier. It's probably my first or second favorite form in the entire series. Too bad it's not canon. Now we get to Android 17 and 18. Like, I've actually always liked him. He was a really chill character, very peaceful person, and now he's just a park ranger. But he's still really strong and been training. Yeah, he wasn't sitting all this time just twiddling with his thumbs, right? Android 18 is also here, which people of the Dragon Ball franchise like to simp on. The Dragon Ball fandom likes to simp on 18. Now we get to Chaozu. I don't get why people like Chaozu. He's kind of annoying. I kind of don't even know what he is, honestly. Like, is he like some robot or something? Chilled, I don't have an opinion on. Jiren is meh. Jiren she's just like this selfish person who just hates, he has no heart whatsoever. He just trusts nobody. Like, now we get to Cell. Cell we have in the like tier. I honestly think the Cell arc was not written very well. It was actually written, like the Android saga was rushed pretty badly. They just brought Cell like immediately and then they just made him perfect so quickly. but it had very, very good memorable moments. For Kid Goku, I'm gonna put him in the top 8 here. He was very adventurous. He was very smart. He's not Goku from Super. He's not like this idiot who only thinks about fighting. He was actually avenging his loved ones, being badass, just trying to get the job done. With King Piccolo, King Piccolo's in the... I actually really liked King Piccolo, but he was kind of like a little bit rushed in my opinion. It's one of the most underrated arcs in the entire franchise in my opinion, but hey, you gotta... Beerus is badass. I like Beerus. Beerus isn't like, just destroys. His Hakais are so entertaining. Now we have regular Bulma. Bulma is kind of selfish in my opinion, but she's an interesting character. Really good heart, I can say. Yamcha, I actually really like Yamcha. You know, the Dragon Ball fandom always likes to bash on Yamcha, but I really liked him. He was very wasted in my opinion. In Dragon Ball, he was probably my second favorite character from OG Dragon Ball, behind Goku, of course. But, you know, I think he deserved a little bit better, instead of just always dying in every single arc or being injured. Now we get to Ultimate Gohan. I'm in the like tier. He was an interesting character, but he just didn't get the job done. That's why he's so low, okay? Krillin's high A tier. He's high A tier because I believe, you know, he gets a lot of like crap for being like, you know, always dying. Like he's died 5 times. You know, bad things always happen to Krillin, but he's a father with a loving family, and also he married an 18, so he effed a robot basically. But he's like the best. Like he's like the friend that you deserve. And lastly, we have Whis and Hit. For Whis, I'm gonna keep him at the A tier, of course, and of course Hit is B tier. And that is my list. Here is my list. S tier with Future Gohan, Goku, Future Trunks, Majin Vegeta, Bardock, Cooler in general, Gogeta, Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Teen Gohan, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, Piccolo in general, Vegeta in general, and Frieza. And then that's all I can say. This is my list. And this is the... As always, go catch a vibe and I'm out. Peace.